Hello there. My name is Sloan, aka Art Plebe, and you're watching Strange Hungers on Total Party Kiss. Strange Hungers is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition horror campaign. It details the secret history of the infamous Fulcrum Expedition, and is played in the homebrew world of Senelji. Join us as our characters venture deep into an icy wasteland, and discover the secrets of the chaos at the borders of their world. Please be aware, this campaign includes themes of body horror, trans and queer experience, religion, violence, and loss of agency. As such, viewer discretion is advised. Now let's meet our players. Kiara is an Aasimar Warlock Cleric multiclass and is played by Pooja. Pooja is an attorney and TTRPG player, writer, and streamer. You can find her on Twitter at Pooja and on Twitch and Instagram at Poojabberwocky. Barden is a half-orc barbarian and is played by Shan Benian. Shan is a freelance illustrator and comic artist whose work has been featured in the Adventure Zone Crystal Kingdom graphic novel and the Alleyman's Tarot. You can find them on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at AnonBDraws. Owesh is a snow elf wizard and is played by Sarah Chafee. Sarah is a TTRPG content creator and performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at SarahIsCoffee, also everywhere else on the internet. Tazriel is a tiefling orc rogue and is played by VJ Harris. VJ is a platinum best-selling DMs Guild author, as well as DM, TikToker, and writer. You can find him on Twitter and TikTok at VJHCreations. Matthias is a human paladin and is played by Sloan Smith. Sloan is a stream producer, graphic designer, and TTRPG performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at ArtPlebe. And finally, Strange Hungers is written and DM'd by Alex Teplitz. Alex is a writer, game master, and TTRPG designer. You can find him on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and on TikTok at AlderMancy, as well as creating games on Ko-fi and itch.io at Swordghost. Once again, our content warning. This stream will feature content including body horror, trans and queer experience, violence, religion, and loss of agency. Safety tools are in place for our players, and we can stop the stream at any time in the interest of their safety. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now, on with the show.
Hello, and welcome back to Strange Hungers. Last we left off, our party fought on a frozen oil slick. An undead priest of some kind that had been subsumed, a skeleton turned unholy by this dark liquid, and a number of sharks, although they avoided the brunt of the attack with the help of Kiara's divinity. After they returned to the ship and began to take off, approaching ahead of them, the horizon grows colder, more ice looms, and the crew made their way into the evening to recover. It has been a year since we started Strange Hungers, which is a massive achievement, a massive undertaking, and for me, has been absolutely life-changing. My life has changed because of this campaign, and I'm so proud of this. I'm so proud of having made this. So I'm gonna ask each of my players to give us sort of a little recap, a little bit of where their character began in this story, and where they're at now as we enter into, well, the chunky meat, the thick plot hook meat.
Thick plot?
The thick meat.
Meat
Thickums.
of this campaign as we have revealed what we're up against and what's coming. Beginning, I think, with Tazriel.
So Kaz came into this whole situation rearing to prove himself, to show that he was ready to do what he had to, could protect the Empire, the entire world from the terrible things he'd seen from his past, and right now is,
How's he doing with that?
you know what? He's not sure he isn't one of the terrible things he has to protect everybody from. That's where he's at, actually.
I love that. And what about Kiara?
That's me. Kiara came into the expedition looking for adventure and maybe some friends.
Love.
No, she did not come looking for love.
Oh.
What's love got to do with it? And now, I think she's coping with the amount of adventure that they have been experiencing. It's a slightly more than anticipated. Involved accidentally killing somebody. Involved watching two party members one almost die. But at least they have some friends. And I think they're in a good place. I think they feel like stronger connections with their god, and it's good stuff. And I think they specifically feel more connected to Agnida now than before. So that's nice.
I think you're muted, bud.
I am. What about Awesh?
About Awesh. Awesh came into this very guarded and not really looking to necessarily make friends. Had a few things that they were very interested in achieving, and they did not see making connections as the biggest roadmap to those achievements. So far they've been right, but at what cost, It's the kind of thing where you're like, technically that was correct, but bitch, don't you want something more? Yeah. And now, feels good to have everything proven right. That's very heavy sarcasm. And now is dealing with the uncomfortable effects of having a child that they care about. Yikes. And having a party member that they care about. Yikes. And we'll see what develops from there. Yeah.
What about Barden?
No. I definitely think Barden came into this thinking that maybe she could get out of from under her father's very concerned thumb. Finally get out and do what she's always wanted to do, even if she isn't a knight while doing it. You know, it's still partly doing it. Definitely gone through a few discoveries about themselves. And novel is definitely... Yeah, there's definitely a lot more new things they know now that they weren't able to do back in the library. Excited and not afraid to know new things now. Because it's a bit different when you're reading about it than when you're living it and finding that you are not alone.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. What about Matthias?
Matthias came into this in a instability. He was stable. He's gonna take on this group, lead them into the wastes. Probably some of them will die, but for the most part, we're gonna come back. This is very important. And now everything is different. Something has shifted in his relationship with his, or lack thereof, with his god. Things have shifted with his relationships with his family. He has never ever led a group like this before. And like everything around him is changing. And for a person who values order and rules and structure, that's very difficult. So he's learning how to... Currently, he is trying to keep his feet under him and not be an asshole about the fact that he's so uncomfortable all the time.
I love him. Welcome to my twisted world.
Oh god. And that's him. What about you, Alex?
What about me?
What about you?
The world of Senelji grows colder and darker and more wild day by day. And that's why you're here. To find out why.
Thankfully, it has not been a year in session.
It's been a few weeks! And these bitches are so attached to each other.
These bitches gay.
My god. They are gay. Well, you find yourselves on the deck of the Guild Star. It is evening now. It is too bright here. Let's make those vibes dark and spooky.
Dark and spoopy. Oh, I'm missing my map.
There we are.
Hold on. I
I feel like the hood gives me real big, like, Into the Woods witch vibes. Like,
yeah, I'm getting it.
You steal my swag.
You steal my swag every day.
Very, very witchy vibes.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay. There we are. So, I think the last person to make it back onto the boat was Tazriel or Tazriel. And Taz, you feel different, uncomfortable, moving. It's like you are recovering from a very dramatic injury, and it's only been a week or two. A feeling that is familiar to you, but from a long time ago, of your skin splitting open, feeling like you were flayed. Underneath your clothes, you can tell something has changed.
I believe, since we still have the mind connection up, I said only to Awais, I need to show you something in private.
You
right
did
now.
indeed. Oh, right now.
Right
Jesus
now.
Christ.
Right now.
You hear in your head the best approximation of a beleaguered sigh.
God.
You hear the same.
All
You-
right.
Oh, why?
I'm
5 more minutes.
Wine has pulled up the anchor on the ship, and now that you've all finally made it back on board, he says, "Are we all good to leave whatever that was behind us?"
Yes.
All right, it's
Go.
clear skies for now, but just tuck in, because we're gonna be pushing through a few more of these flows, I think.
Thank you.
Might be rough sailing.
Sorry, I took it to the wrong screen. I right-clicked on something. I'm all over the place today. Sorry, everybody.
It's because of that hat. It gives you too much power.
It's backwards. Fuck. Hold on. Keep going.
Oh, right. Yeah, Awaish kind of just listens, then takes the cue and gestures with their head below deck to Tazriel.
Follows
The-
very quickly.
As those two
Well,
descend
you follow
below
quickly
deck-
and then you catch up real fast because they're moving slow.
As you two descend below deck, the mage, that short halfling with the fairy buns,
Yes.
comes over to Yara and Barden and Matthias and signs something in a language you don't understand.
Ah, fuck.
Barden brings out her book, like
Mm.
goes to the back page, just like, could you write it? I can't read your hands. I'm sorry.
Give it here. And she doesn't say that. She gestures that you give it here. And then writes down a few notes and says, "I'm Folkley. Nice to meet you. Been quite busy below decks, but I think we're far enough away now that it shouldn't matter."
Do you know what that was?
No idea. Haven't traveled on this area much before.
It's
Was it
perhaps-
dangerous? Oh, good.
You go.
Kiara just asked, was it dangerous for you to be up here? Is that why you were hiding?
Not particularly dangerous, but I am what's usually called the fog of the ship.
Oh,
You hide it?
I hide it.
I didn't know
That's
that was a
brilliant.
person doing that. That's so cool. I just thought it was a magic effect on the ship.
There are plenty of magical effects on this ship. I am but one of them.
Well, it's lovely to meet you.
How old does this person look?
Give me an intelligence check.
Mine.
Come on, rub those brain cells together,
Fine.
baby.
I'll try. I'll
You can do it.
I'll do it in an intelligence
Multiverse?
check. I'll do it in roll 20. Come on, you can do it. Come
Did you get a negative number?
on. I rolled a 2, so that's a 0.
Yes.
If it helps, I love you.
Thank you.
Lord, I've
Thank
seen
you.
what you've done for others.
This could be a teenager or a fully grown woman. You just can't tell because she's
Short?
Short.
Oh
Wow.
My
Oh, you're
bias.
so stupid you become a bigot. Oof. Okay.
You are just honestly not sure.
Yes.
Like-
yes, he can't tell.
Yeah.
I get the vibe. Cool. That's very impressive that you can hide an entire ship.
That's not the only impressive thing I can do.
That
What else can you
sounds
do?
What else can you do?
vaguely threatening.
You can't just
The
say
faces
that.
you-
You can't write that and not just.
Barden and Kiara just go, ooh.
Do you think she's better than me? I'll kill her.
Oh my god.
You're
You know
sitting
what?
with a
Which is
lot
an
of
in-ish shot.
emotions about around like replacement right now.
Y'all should be happy I've taken Oasis
Yeah.
down, preoccupied downstairs with that.
So you think she's better than me?
She says, I assist with sky sailing.
Is that flying?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool! Can you make this ship fly right now?
No, we would have to change the nature of the boat in order to do that. And it expends a lot of energy. But if it was dire, yes.
Just to Kiara, just like, I think this is my favorite ship. It shifts. It changes.
I want to fly!
Oh.
You'll have to ask Drock about that.
I'm
Just a moment after Kiara says that, and Barnes just like, I've got you, and just lifts her up. And it's just like,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like throws her into
no,
the air.
no, just like,
Row her.
if you ask, I'm like, it's not good.
I want to
Just
fly. Say no more, bitch.
I mean, give me a few more
Barton,
levels. I could probably do
Give
that.
me an athletics check.
I do love my. Also, thank you, Pooja, for the thing for getting those cool dice.
Oh, the sanguine dice? I'm trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
make mine roll for me.
They're so pretty.
Yeah, for
Oh,
anyone who
that's
doesn't
like-
know, D&D Beyond is currently offering free sanguine dice for Halloween.
Chill.
Like I work for them or
Chill.
They
anything.
look so pretty.
Ow.
They look like they're like sea fruit. Also, I got a 21.
Nice. It's very impressive, and you see Folkley takes a step back. Like, you just lift this grown femme, like, into the air, like it's effortless, and this halfling, like, steps back a little bit, and...
It's
Don't worry,
it's a little dirty dancing, you know? Like,
Yeah. It's just like, I should have picked you up the other way. You could have spin you around. That would have been cool.
somewhere,
Instead, just,
somewhere,
like, on her shoulder, just like
Yeah.
pat your lap.
somewhere
and
you
then-
hear the time of your life playing in the background.
It's like
They're holding
Agneta singing it.
She's writing and writing and writing, and then just kind of holds it up and shows you. Says, I was raised among Goliaths. That's quite impressive. Reminds me of home.
Oh.
Oh, do you know Giantish?
Yes.
Immediately goes into Giantish and just like, oh, I meet so few people who know the language. You know.
The runes switch over from a Jurian, although you might call it Sky Speak, set of runes into Giantish runes, which are few and far between. There are not a lot of them, and they're very thick. She's like scratching in with the pencil or pen that you've given her a few of these runes. And Giantish runes convey a lot of information with a very small amount of text. So there's a lot of interpretation that goes on. So you're not really getting like full words or sentences. It's more like a feeling of nostalgia is a rune. And like a sense of being impressed. Like you're like it's a little person like holding up a boulder, and that means like you have done something wonderful.
I think pops Kiara back down very politely, and Ian's just like, I mean, back into Sky Speak. It's just like, if you ever need, help getting anywhere, I'm happy to help. And if you ever want to, practice Giantish, always a pleasure.
That sounds lovely.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
find a SAR. I'll see
Okay.
you in a moment.
And
Yeah,
can I have
Kara's
a-
gonna find someone to help. Sorry.
Yeah, both of you give me perception checks.
Okay.
Since roll 20, or not roll 20, since D&D Beyond has treated me so nicely, I guess I'll do it in here again. Perception.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
That's pretty nice.
12.
Ooh.
12, okay. And what was Kiara's?
Dirty 20.
Oh, sorry, dirty 20 and 12. Okay, Kiara, as you are looking around the deck, you see the two kobolds are kind of sweeping some bits of ice off of the front area. It seems like there were some splashing up from the icebreaker prow, and they are cleaning that up a little bit so they can help you with something. Matthias, you don't see Asar currently on deck. You're not sure where he is.
I'll go under. Just take a look around.
Mm-hmm. Going to pass back to Owesh and Tazriel.
Yeah.
For a moment.
The drama.
Take you to the dining room where no one ever seems to be.
People are, you just don't go there during meals. It's fine.
Yeah. What is it?
Alex, is there a door that closes in the dining room? Can it be closed, or is this an open?
Yes.
Okay, he closes the door. Starts taking off his clothes, his shirt. I think he probably. I think he So it's got. He's got the So he's got his padded armor that's kind of his uniform type thing. Takes off the undershirt, pulls it off, and it's just. I touched something, and something felt different. And he's saying that as he's pulling the shirt off to reveal all of the scars, which you've seen before at this point. You know what they usually look like.
You most certainly did.
And then he'll reach into the bag and hold out the flesh.
Yep.
So, let me make this quite clear. You touched something. That, I presume.
Yes.
It did what I am seeing before me to you.
Probably.
And then you stowed the item in your pocket.
In a pouch, but yes.
Unwise.
Listen,
Impressively unwise.
I thought it would be a good idea to bring it back after realizing something happened, to have you look at it.
I'm not saying that critically. I'm quite impressed. All right. And steps forward. Let's see. Is this a ritual spell? Yes, it is. I would like to make an Arcana check. I also would like to cast Detect Magic as a ritual to get an idea of the manner of magic that this is.
Okay. You take your time and begin to unleash that ritual. Darren pops out, actually, and sort of crawls up over your shoulder, wraps himself around you with the tendril form. You can see him, Tazriel.
I have him wrap around, the flesh of my arms and into my fingers.
Your detect magic doesn't pick anything up. This meat isn't magical, and nothing that has changed about Tazriel's body gives off an active magical signal. You can give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Would investigation, since it isn't magical, be a more apt check to make, or?
I would allow either.
Okay. I'll stick with Arcana for now. Good thing I did. I just rolled very low. So sorry, Tazriel. That is a 14.
Oh.
With your training in Arcana, you have certainly seen a number of creatures and texts, and you've also seen probably some diagrams. Do you think Awaish would have studied over the course of their time at the Elkhorn Academy anything related to necromancy?
I mean,
Is that even a question? Oh my god.
I don't think they would have studied it extensively because I think that it is not necessarily something that is easily offered or readily accepted as an area of study where they come from.
That's true.
But I think they would have taken what classes they could, but I want to be fair and say that I don't think that it was easy to study, you know?
Yes, I would agree with you on that. The coast, especially the Brilliant Coast, is mostly associated with Circe. So there is a lot of elemental magic, a lot of evocation. Necromancy isn't deeply, deeply frowned upon the way it might be in the Empire, but it is not often. It might be the kind of necromancy that's more like studying and learning from the deceased or what is like pulled out of the ocean versus awakening, that kind
Right.
of thing. So with
Like the inherent
that,
magic of death and instead of
yes.
like the altercation of it.
Mhm. So your closest approximation is that there might be elements of necromancy here, and you can definitely tell that this flesh is not the flesh of a humanoid. Like the meat that Tazriel has would not come from a human, would not come from a cow or a cattle, anything like that either. There are striations in the flesh. It's almost like the muscle is strange and thick and kind of fibrous that makes you think it probably, if it came from a creature, would have come from some kind of monster.
Tazriel, how do you feel?
I feel as if my wounds have been not freshly made, but it's only been a few weeks. Or my scars.
Do you mind if I hurt you a little?
Taz, I think sometimes in stressful situations, Taz goes either angry or flirty and has to hold back. I might even like it. Like is literally biting his lip on it. Do as you must.
I want to tug on one of those threads.
You've made an Arcana check. Can you give me medicine?
Sure. I'm not great at medicine, but I'd love to. Apparently I'm good at medicine today. That's a 17.
A 17. It seems not as though these stitches that have been placed as you tug and pull, it's not as if this wound has been stitched closed with the thread, but rather everywhere that there was a scar, the thread has been sewn in very, very deeply. So you can tug on it, but it causes a very deep and intense pain for you, Tazriel. And the stitching does not just go through the top layer of skin, but rather deep into the muscle beneath.
What does the thread look like it's made of?
It is silver.
Nice. Fuck yeah, dog. Fuck yeah, dog. Oash stares at it for another moment, gives it a final tug, and then lets go and pulls a book over and begins taking a lot of notes, and then says, and what does our leader think of this?
This just happened. I came to you first, and I don't know if I'm going to tell Matthias.
Is there a manner of explanation that you believe is sufficient in order to hide this information?
There's a moment where he remembers who he went to go get help from. He's like, why didn't I? And he thinks, why didn't I ask Kiara? Why did I ask Oash? And then he's like, you know what? You asked Oash.
Because I'm a fucking freak.
Yeah. Honestly, that's actually why he asked you. He's like, they might know more than Kiara would on this topic.
They're weird.
Yeah, they're weird.
You're a weird motherfucker. Seen this
Taz will
before?
say, I have recently said I would behave more like a good soldier and not do such brash things. And here I am having done so and done something obviously wrong to myself. And I would rather not admit that at this point.
Hazriel, do you plan to kill Matthias at any point?
Not willingly.
Because in my experience, if I hide something from someone that I am certain at some point will come out, the only reason I do so is because I don't intend for them to live long enough to do so. You have a very obvious tell, Tazriel. It's all over your body.
It's in a very specific place on my body, which up until this point which I hid just fine from Matthias in a previous interaction. I can do it again, unless you will be sharing this information with him.
You know why I normally only keep information when I am planning on not continuing my relationship with those people? Because the longer something like this goes, the worse the reveal is.
Are you going to tell Matthias, or will you leave that decision to me?
Keep your good little soldier act for another day. I am sure you're quite good at it. Thank you for showing me.
There is no one else I could think to show this to.
It's interesting, you know. Stitches shouldn't be able to run so deep.
Do you know what it means?
Oasia's face goes from kind of this inscrutable wall of disapproval that you're very used to seeing. Not that they are necessarily disapproving of you, but just that their face always looks like that. to just like a spark of interest and maybe thought. And Alex, I hope you'll permit me for a wish to begin to make this connection. Because I think it's sexy.
Mm.
And they say, stitches so deep speak to a different healing than sutures.
I don't know what that means, Oash.
I'm not certain you'd want to.
If you
I
know,
don't
tell
know
me.
I don't know if... Would it work twice? Someone has put you back together.
Alex, can... He holds up his hand to try to summon his psionic dagger. Does it show up?
Yes, just fine. None of your abilities have been affected.
He wants to say he was already whole, but he can't say that. He doesn't actually believe it.
Interesting.
Put me back together to what? Not to before. I can still do this.
I love getting information. Almost as if... Have you ever seen someone die and be brought back to Azrael?
No.
It's very reminiscent of that. Only visible. I cannot think of any other reason for the silver.
The Arcana check that you made before
Mhm.
would convey to you, you know that silver thread is used as a component in the alarm spell as well.
I can think of one other reason for the silver.
My God, I hate it here. God, why did I touch this thing? I made a mistake. I was greedy.
No,
Vic
trust
was
me.
greedy.
Hey, it's okay. I'm gonna get some cool shit from this. So thank you for your
No
service.
No regrets.
All the regrets, damn it.
Just watching.
There's a knock at the door.
Hastily
Better
put all
put
of
your
my shit
clothes
back on.
back on.
Datari comes in, says, "Am I interrupting something? I just wanted to get dinner ready."
No. Do you need help with dinner? With
Yes,
chopping
thank
anything?
you. I need my potato peeler.
At your service.
Are
Yeah.
you going to help, Mage?
Taz actually chuckles.
With preparing dinner.
I think my time today is quickly drawing to a close, but I
Mm.
appreciate the offer.
And I appreciate that you clean up after yourself when you're done using my table for whatever you've been using it for.
Noted. And goes back up to the front top deck.
Matthias, you were
love.
looking for Asar?
I was looking for a SAR. I look for a SAR.
You do a quick scan over the mid deck and below deck and conclude that he's probably in the captain's cabin.
All right. Then I'm gonna go knock on the captain's cabin.
Okay. What is your passive perception?
Oh, not great. My passive perception is 13. But I have like, you know that I have like different things.
Yeah.
So
This is for what you might overhear.
probably a little bit higher than that. I don't have a numerical value, but probably a little bit higher. Like if you roll the dice twice. Bone.
Okay. As you step up to the door, let me see. Ah. Interesting. There's whispers that are coming from behind the captain's door, which is unusual because usually you don't hear anything from the captain, even if, they come out and there's like smoke puffing out the door or whatever. It's just very quiet. So maybe someone's forgotten to do something. But as you step up to the door, there's a slam, like someone's like dropped something onto a desk or hit their hand onto it, and then some kind of argument that's happening behind this closed door.
Oh, Alex, you put me in such an unfortunate position in which my character has a lot of integrity and is a very honest man, but I, Sloan, want to know things.
I'm a messy bitch.
I'm a messy bitch who lives for drama, unfortunately.
Listen, couldn't you argue that you need to know what's happening in case it adversely affects the mission?
I think you could argue that you're stupid enough to stay long enough to hear it.
Stupid. That would be stupid. It would be stupid.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, what's going on? And then by the time you realize the conversation private, you're like, oh, shit, fuck.
That's a great point. Alex, what do I hear?
Okay. You hear something about maybe we should consider an alliance with the Teeth of the Deep, and then in Asar's voice, and then Throk saying that is never going to be an option. Lorwyn still hates me.
Oh, fuck. It is at this point that Matthias realizes that he should not be here. Yeah. But he's like, fuck, do I knock on the door or do I walk away? Like, do I let them know that I'm here or do I leave? And he stands there for like another couple seconds, like,
I love this himbo.
He's gonna another slam sound, like something's hitting the desk again.
He panics and raps hard on the door, like way too hard.
There's a give me a moment, and then sort of and the door swings open. You see Throk and Asar. Throk is at the door. Asar is sort of like sitting on the desk behind with his feet kicked up. You see two daggers have been stabbed into the wood of the desk. Looks like they've been stabbed through some kind of paper.
Captain, I'm terribly
listening
sorry.
At my door?
Yeah. No. I came looking for Asar. But I couldn't find him anywhere else.
And what do you want with my first mate?
I was actually looking for some spell components, and I thought he might have them. Have access to them.
Could you not inquire with your own spellcaster?
I had a pretty good idea that they probably did not have what I was looking for. I can leave
Asar's supplies are very valuable, and he tends to be quite generous with them.
I have no intention of taking them without paying for them.
Good. Asar, you can go. Okay. We can talk about this later a little more, though, right? That would, I think. And then Throk sort of. Why don't you go help the leader of the expedition, Asar? He scurries out like a puppy that's been scolded, and Drok shuts the door behind. It smells very strongly like they've been burning some kind of incense. Almost like a thick, heavy perfume. And you catch a glimpse of the paper as the door's closing. It looks like there's some kind of portrait of a woman that has these 2 daggers stabbed through it.
A portrait
as the
of
door
a lady
shuts.
on fire.
So interesting. Matthias is, he's not like a studier of the arcane, and he is not the sharpest tool in the shed. We have established this. However, he is very familiar with like incense as a material component for like ceremonies. And specifically, the way that he's familiar with it is the ceremonies that he used to go through at the temple, where they were like interacting with memories and shit. So he's intrigued and sort of wondering why they would be burning incense that heavily. But he does look quite bashful. And it's like, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's
I'm
fine. Don't
sorry.
worry. I'm happy to help. What can I do for you? But cutting away from that, what have Kiara and Barden been doing before dinner time?
Kiara has been making themselves useful on the ship. Because everybody wandered off, and
Yeah.
they're not feeling very nappy right now. So it's just like, just a casual, who can I help? Who needs help? I can guide
I
people.
could use some help. Actually,
Who's that?
Hello, how can I help you?
that's Neve.
Oh!
Sarah's face.
Sarah saying, "Stay the fuck away from my daughter, bitch."
That's
fine. Do what you
really
wanna do.
uncalled for. Kiara's not gonna eat Neve. Jesus.
I just like being protective. It's fun.
I'm stitching some of these holes in the sails. Have you sewn it all?
I was taught embroidery once.
Well, you might be
Embroidery?
able to help. I was also taught a little bit of embroidery.
Really?
Yeah,
You should.
by,
You should show me what you can do. I'd love to learn other styles.
yeah, sure. Here, if you want to come over and sit. Looks like there are a bunch of extra sails, and they are repairing some. She's repairing some damage to some of the older pieces. Some of them have been a bit rat-eaten, and needle, thread, sewing patches, just sort of like stitching bits of older sails together onto slightly newer ones. Sits next to you on the barrels towards, I think, just the back of the ship. You see the 2 kobolds are still kind of scurrying around back and forth and bringing Neve some different pieces of fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was taught by some of my dad's servants, but I didn't have much use for it until I actually ran away. So I feel like, better use for those skills than fixing a dress or whatever. Usually they just get replaced anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I didn't realize your dad had servants. Well, to be honest, I don't think I know much about you at all.
No, I guess you could say I was kind of raised to be right and then decided to be wrong.
I like the way you say that.
Which is such a teenager thing to say. That
I
it
mean,
just
What does that mean, Neem?
Get the
Listen,
fucking Neve
someone
war.
who is not
on a rebellious journey.
listen, as someone who's on their rebellious journey,
it hits for
man.
Kiara.
Mood.
Totally hits.
fucking hits.
What you
No.
could? I guess you could say I'm edgy.
Every day I am
Absolutely not.
reminded. Every day I'm reminded that while I was gone, my daughter was raised by fucking nobles in the lab of luxury. She's
Does
gotta learn all
Neve,
that shit.
Does Neve do one of these to get the side bangs out of her face?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my.
Neve's got very long pink purple hair with a side bang and a blouse, and this is my OC. Nobody copy her.
How deep is the side part? It's just like
Pretty deep.
Here?
Pretty deep.
here.
Oh, like what is it? Violet from Incredibles, first movie.
This
Before
is
the head.
actually very painful to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, here I can do it too.
Oh my god. I never had this
It's kind
hair.
of a look, actually.
Don't condescend to me.
Yes.
Pooja looks great.
No, I don't. This really hurts my face.
Anyway, yeah.
A lot of Pooja.
So maybe it's good that I'm still like using those skills a little bit.
You know, when I first left home, I tried to not use all of the things from home either. Just
When
because
did
I
you
didn't
leave
wanna-
home?
8 months ago?
Oh, that's actually kind of around when I left, I think.
How's it been? Do you like it? Has it been the best decision you ever made?
Yeah, definitely. I've met some really amazing people,
Me too.
and
I
I'm
don't know why I
learning
waited so
things.
long.
Yeah, I feel that too. I think it was just because I think my mom would have missed me.
Oh. I didn't have that issue. I don't know why I waited so long. But I'm sure
No?
your mom appreciated you waiting.
Oh, you didn't have a good relationship with your mom?
I don't have a relationship with my birth mother.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have assumed that.
Oh, it's okay. That's normal for where I come from. Well, not. It's normal for my family.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jalraha.
Oh, that's the big capital city, right?
Yeah. I grew up in the palace.
I've seen some paintings of that place. Just by merchants. It looked really beautiful.
It is stunningly beautiful. If you get the chance to go, you should go.
Maybe we could go together?
Depends on how soon. I feel like if I go home and they find me, they might try to keep me there, and I'm not ready to stop adventuring just yet.
My mom always used to say that the place, finding someone who was born in a place is the best way to see it, because they'll know all the secret parts and the things they don't show tourists.
Oh yes, locals. Locals are great if you can befriend them. Like I haven't traveled all that much, but I heard from stories that if you want to get the secret stuff, always ask the locals where they go to drink at night. That's the best way to experience the culture.
Yeah. I actually, if you're thinking about drinking, I know a few secrets about this ship now, but don't tell Rock I told you.
I won't. Drock kind of scares me a little bit. So I'm definitely not going to be telling Drock anything.
They put it on. They're super sweet.
Sure.
So there's a few secret compartments,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them has a lot of this this alcohol in it. I've tried it a few times.
We should bust some of that out when the stars are out.
Yes. And also, just so you know, like I did stow away on this ship, and I don't want to get thrown off or anything. So Asar said it was okay if I took a little bit, as long as Drock didn't notice. So I have permission. Just please don't get me in trouble.
I won't. I would never snitch.
If you go to the bottom deck, and then there's a bunch of curtains and stuff, and then there's that, the hatch where you go underwater, like a little bit to the left, and then far back, there's this barrel that's really hard to move. It doesn't move. If you go to the bottom of it and lift part of the barrel up, you can actually, there's a bunch of bottles that are inside the barrel, and that's where you can.
That's so
where you can find
clever.
them. Yeah. Maybe we can get some. Nice.
Yeah, do some stargazing, and that way, even if we get caught, they can't get angry with us because it's not like we're supposed to be working or anything like that, right? So
Yeah. If I'm not sleeping, then I should be sleeping. So, cool. It's a plan. Oh,
there's more to life than working and sleeping. Fun, right?
Yeah.
I see Sloan's shaking their head over there.
Working on a ship with some of these people, even that work is pretty fun. They're very dangerous and interesting.
Yeah. I had no idea how dangerous the sea was. I've never been in water this big before.
That's so weird.
We had a lake at home. But I was deeply inside, Jilra
I
was
love the
pretty
water.
surrounded by land.
I've been out on the ocean a lot. Yeah, I used to go out with my mom.
Oh, that's lovely. Did you go underwater?
A few times, but mostly we would it was a couple times a year we would go out, charter a ship and just sail around under these floating islands.
Wow.
Sort of like a cruise tour thing. It was always really important to my mom.
Fun.
Yeah, and sometimes you could see there are these like giant fish with rainbow fins, and they just fly around between the islands, and there's this big creature that you can see sometimes pass overhead. A few of them actually, just like these whales and this giant turtle. It was beautiful.
I'm so jealous you got to see that. I've heard stories, but we don't have anything like that at home.
Yeah. It was really
Your mom
special.
sounds lovely.
She's interesting. She's pretty cool.
Do you miss
But she
her?
can be a little stern. I miss her a lot, yeah.
Yeah. I miss some people from home as well. Not
Yeah?
my mother, but
Ooh.
there was somebody called Tiger's Eye, and she was around a lot, and she could be stern. Like, she never came out and like coddled me, but you knew she was watching out for you, and that was a nice feeling.
Yeah, I
miss
get that.
her.
Well, I hope you get to see her again sometime.
Yeah, me too. I think so. But maybe not too soon. Like I said, if I go home, I feel like I'll get stuck there. I'm not ready yet.
I feel you on that too. I definitely want to go home again sometime soon, but I think I would get in a lot of trouble, and there's some things I've been thinking about going home, and just like some big decisions I need to make, and yeah, I got a lot on my mind.
Oof. Well, if you ever need to talk about it, I'm around and mostly useless unless we're out
That's
exploring.
really
so-
nice. You seem a lot easier to talk to than some of the rest of your group.
I think they're all. A lot of them are very soft once you get to know them.
Like Drock.
Apparently.
Okay. Well, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with these patches. So.
Okay.
And then you all hear the shout for dinner. And we're gonna do Should we do a little 5 or 10 minute break? Take a stretch.
Little break.
snack?
Want to break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little pee break.
Okay.
Let's do a little
Oh,
break.
I'm gonna get more coffee.
yes.
I'm gonna fucking-
if we're gonna do it afterwards, I know what Barden would be doing at this time.
Yes, I want to
Okay.
give
No
special
worries.
focus on Barden after
Special
the break.
attention for the special little
Special
guy.
attention.
Okay, we'll burb, and then it's Barden time.
Wink, wink. Wink,
Oh
wink,
boy,
wink.
oh no. Oh yeah.
Have a
Hello.
Hello, and welcome back once again to Strange Hungers.
Strangers.
We're strongering. Wow. I love this campaign. Pardon.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I think maybe hanging out with Falkley a little bit. Yeah, again, like as soon as she finds someone who shares like a common denomination or common something, she's just like, ooh, and is like talking to her about just like, do you find that there's a difference in the dialect of my Jointish? Because mine is Furbog compared to the Goliath. Because I've not met many Goliaths, and just basically go into like how dialects and shit like that works, and being like because imagine she knows Giantish runes as well, if she has the language, and just maybe comparing the slight differences again between Furbolg and Goliath. And
you come to learn from Folkley that she was born mute. She's never been able to talk. But she was raised among Goliaths. She is actually from Upper Skyholm. So,
asking loads of questions, being like, just pulling out like more pages of the book, just like, I'm gonna run out, but fuck it, I want to know.
She's from a sort of like higher mountainous, a bit colder region of Upper Skyholm, and was born with some elements of magic, and then studied from giants and learned a little bit more runecraft and Goliaths. It's from Goliaths, not giants. So yeah, but very much enjoys giantess song the same way that you do. Can feel the melody, and so can't speak, but like a bit of humming that would happen with her family. Yeah, was adopted.
Yeah, definitely. Barner's like, me too, as you can probably guess.
Yeah.
But were your family okay? They were good to you?
Very good.
Good. She's just so excited to chat to someone. Sorry, I'm just asking her what kind of magic and what does she do as the fog of the ship, and how do you get that role? And is that something that pirates do a lot? Just very, very quietly, just like, is that something that pirates have a lot?
I'm not supposed to talk about it too much. I don't think, to passengers, not crew.
Understand.
But I help keep this vessel safe in many different ways.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
I think. How long have you been here?
I've only been with the Guild Star for a little under a year. Bit of a new acquisition.
And your family know that you're doing exactly what you do?
Yes, this is my work. I've done it on a number of different ships.
It's good to know. I don't have a lot of shiply skills. I've had some.
You are
before,
very
but not
strong.
a little bit of a flush, and just always been that way. Even when I was a little.
Well, there is plenty that can be done on a ship if you are strong.
Yeah, I mean, if something goes bad, I might. Maybe there might be room for
something that goes bad, as in those creatures you were fighting off.
No. More like something that I am, let's say. If people don't like something that I am, then I mean, there are plenty of places where strong people can be of use, right?
Like
very
the
cool
expression
ships
on her
that
face
fly.
is one of confusion for a moment and then understanding. And if you're looking for a place among the crew, showing that you have a purpose here might help Druck.
Yeah, I mean, not that I wouldn't want to be here, but I hope that I can keep doing what I'm doing. But working
Everyone who
alongside
stays-
you would be cool.
Everyone who stays has to pull their weight, and then she pauses and looks at you as you say that for a moment. Kind of smiles. Working alongside you would be very nice.
She's very happy at that, and just sort of nods and thank you. Would you like to see the drawings I've done of the ship?
You draw? Yes.
Stop pulling her stuff out and just very excitedly showing and what has happened before as well on their adventures, because she likes sharing information. It's fun, and just like pointing out the places that she's drawn of Skyhome, and just like oh, so this is where I'm from, and oh, and this is my papa, Big Fur Bog. I'm almost
He looks
taller
very
than him now.
handsome.
Yeah, he's a very good man. Letting me do what I want for a bit, I guess.
Your name was Barden?
Yes.
Barden, would you like to have dinner with me?
Yes, I would. Yes, please.
All right.
That's all the sheets of paper away. It's like a whole fucking thing. Like.
And Datari calls for dinner. The rest of you can troop into the dining room table as you like. As
Gay.
Yeah, just helping pass out food or whatever
will
Datari
you
wants
give
to
me
do.
a charisma check?
Charisma.
Come on.
For your potato
Do it, baby.
peeling.
Oh, sexy, sexy potato peeling.
Herba trying to get some.
I am going to use my DM inspiration.
I'm trying to get some education. Excuse me.
I didn't say what the sum was.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's much better. That is a dirty 20. The other one was a 5.
You are
Excellent.
so determined.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Listen.
here's the thing, is that you genuinely do a very good job. You do not get underfoot. You are very helpful. You peel potatoes excellently, but not only that, I don't know if you are particularly trained in cooking necessarily, but you might have cooked with your family. Would that make sense? Yeah. Helped out with a bigger family. So you have done a very nice job with helping Datari, and she genuinely appreciates it. Like before everyone comes in, as you've laid out, like mashed potatoes and some fish, etc., and some sauces, she just sort of claps you on the back and says, "You're not useless."
High praise.
I think he'll say, I knew that all along, but I'm glad I've proven it.
Yes. Well, good. At least I know it now. You are allowed to help me with dinner anytime you would like.
Anytime you want me.
We'll see about that.
This is gay shit.
And there is a little, like, at the anytime you want me, there is some deliberate, like, Taz flirtation and charm in there.
And you can definitely tell Taz, she knows you're interested in her. She's gauging you. She's letting it play out a little bit.
Taz is happy to let that happen however it happens.
The funny thing you have noticed about Datari over talking to her and spending a little bit of time with her is that Datari has this very treat me nice femme energy going, where she like is very strong and competent, but she like wants you to pamper her a little, and you can pick that up. She's like, treat me like a lady.
Fucking
So
Let me get in there.
Yep.
How is that
All right.
everyone in the party's type?
we
Oasis type is
gay.
either someone who is the biggest bastard known to man, or a femme that's like, treat me niceys.
really nice. Okay.
I mean,
So-
have we met anyone that's not this party's type? Let's be real.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's a fair point.
Simon.
Or someone who's out of fuck that guy.
Fuck that bitch.
But the rest of the NPCs, one or all of us are like, ooh woo.
I was gonna
Everyone
say Petra, but
immediately disliked Dorian. As soon as you met Dorian, you were like, this little bitch.
Everyone
Oh,
dislikes
yeah.
him except for me, which honestly
That's
is
true.
kind of perfect.
All right. So you have your meal. Barden, you and Folkley sort of take it away grab some stuff, and then can go sit and continue talking a little bit more. It's hard to talk and eat because she's been writing a lot, but you can kind of chatter as you like, and she's like nodding and enthusiastic and listening as you talk about your dad.
I think she does like apologize that it's like, am I talking too much? I'm sorry, but I want you to be able to eat. So okay. I mean, I'd love to learn some of your hand language at some point. If you ever would like to. That would be cool. Did
Kind
she
of
ask
waves
something
it
about-
away, like, don't worry about it too much.
Okay. Did she ask something about my dad?
Just listening to you talk about him a little bit and seems interested. As she pauses for a moment, just lets you know that she actually had kind of an all-dad family, like a group of three Goliaths who hunted and traveled together. She learned from them.
That's so cool.
3 dads.
3 dads. I mean,
This is my dad,
That's-
and this is my dad, and this is my dad.
must be funny to try and bring people home, just 3 dads to impress.
I haven't had to do that yet.
Oh. Me neither, really. Although he's a bit protective and doesn't.
You want to
I
give
mean,
me
it's
an
not
insight
like-
check?
Oh, yes, please, yes. Let me do insight.
I'm screeching over here.
Insight. Oh, that's only a 9. Rude. Alright.
It's okay. This person is very reminiscent to you, I think, of maybe some of Soren's energy, of someone who you can tell she's a little bit on the younger side. Not like super young, but just probably kind of around your age, of like newer experiences. She's been working for a few years, so she might be like 25 or 26, something like that. And definitely seems kind of a little enamored with you in a very sweet way.
That's so cute.
Mhm.
Just like, well,
It's pretty obvious.
just Barden is just almost like permanently flushing, just right at the tops of her cheeks.
Mhm.
And it's just like, oh, I'm sure anyone would be very lucky to have you take them home to meet your family. I know how important that is to joint-ish culture. Yeah.
Finishes
Maybe, like-
eating dinner.
Maybe just like scooching a little bit closer. Like doesn't want to push it, but is also enjoying the closeness and someone who
You have a
shares
very
the culture.
nice meal.
Mm.
And then she finishes up, brings thing, cleans up, and does just grab a piece of paper from you again to say, I do have to probably get back to work a little bit below decks.
Mhm.
Make sure
Sure.
that nothing happened. Nice to talk to you.
One second. Gets a bit of paper and just like in giantish, just I really like talking with you. have a really good work, rest well, and just
Thank you. She writes, and then goes back to her work. Now, as we descend into the evening, you guys are sort of going to level up over the course of this short rest here. Yeah. But I think there were a few conversations.
Sorry.
A few conversations that happened before we pass into the next day. And of course, an interesting dream for Barden. But
What's up, Pooja? You're muted.
Oh, I was saying, so we have it leveled. We'll start carrying our injuries and stuff
yes,
to the extent we
Have
haven't healed them.
ouchies.
Okay. A little ouchies. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
How's
What?
Kiara doing? Is she like pretty banged up still, or?
I think Taz gave her a little bit of healing, but yeah, no, she was down to one spell, so that's why all she was throwing was little guidances out. But I think at dinner, seeing both Barden and Taz doing their little thing, and I feel like Kiara, being somebody who like reads people, probably did pick up on the very obvious into Barden energy there, and was just like, I'm gonna sidle out of this room. And so I think after dinner she goes back onto deck, and she doesn't know who's gonna be where in terms of like hammock usage. So she's just gonna make herself useful on the deck and keep sewing the sail. It's still out.
Oh my god.
basically had two sleep mates. Like, I don't know if they're coming back to bed.
But I also don't know if they need the bed. You see? So yeah, she's probably up there just working and yawning a lot, very tired.
Oh yeah. I think Awash is just doing like a final pass of everything. They were pretty quiet at dinner, and they actually didn't like eat at the table, but just like took the food with them afterwards. And is doing their final pass and spots Kiara, and just stares for a minute. And then.
Can I roll for do I feel eyes on the back of my neck?
Absolutely, you can.
What is that check, Alex?
Passive perception?
let's say in this case, I don't want you to roll for that. Let's just do what seems narratively satisfying. So if you feel like Kiara would notice when someone's looking at her, if she is used to kind of feeling eyes on her, and also if Awash's gaze is particularly loaded, then
I think that, yeah.
What?
I think Kiara's used to eyes on her, but not like. No one laser focuses at her, okay?
She's very good at laser focus. Maybe too good.
You just see like Kiara's shoulders start twitching.
You just feel it, you just don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, why am I itchy all of a sudden?
And then after a moment, walks up and says, it's late. I'm going to rest.
Oh, have a good night. I'm gonna keep working on this. It needs to get done.
Are you not resting as well?
I'm going to wait to see where the others end up. I don't want to interrupt anything.
And you plan on working until you have determined that?
Yes, everybody here has things to do and I want to help.
Yara, do you consider me a capable person?
Yes.
Do you know why that is?
I assumed it's because you've studied your whole life to be that way?
It is because I have spent a long time discerning when it is time to work and when it is time to rest. And I think collapsing from exhaustion may be the least capable thing I know.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure I'll heal overnight. I won't collapse.
Mechanically, I'll heal overnight.
Well, I don't think Kiara's figured out the whole, like, it takes 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Until they got on this boat, they healed overnight.
Have you found that to be true in your time on this ship? Think carefully.
No? I'm sorry, Kiara has one brain cell.
I love her. No, I love this. Then come.
But who will do this?
It will be finished in the morning.
But
By you or by another.
Well, I feel bad just going to rest. There's so much to be done.
You cannot do it if your hands shake too much to properly stitch. If your vision is too blurry to make a straight line.
Maybe I can help another way. Well,
You can
that.
help
I haven't-
by sleeping.
I guess you're right. I'll have my spells back tomorrow. Hopefully. I don't know how this works. And then I can help. Yes, you're right. I'm better.
And without
Keep
further ado, away she just like turns around and starts walking with like that weird expectation of like, you're gonna follow me, you know?
Well, and I think Kiara does, but they're babbling about like, oh, when I have my spells back, I'll be more useful. You're right. Like, stitching is not the best use of my time.
Away's just like, yeah, fine, sure, whatever. Yes,
Night,
baby,
go to bed.
you'll get your spells back.
Night, go to bed.
Also-
slumber.
It's just interesting to note as a GM, I love the like, Kiara's like, I heal overnight. I get my spells back overnight. That's how that works, right? Because I'm picturing many other people would be like, I rest and I recover and I regain my energy. I think Kiara just dreams every night. Anita just like shows up, hands her a bunch of
Welcome
like,
back.
welcome back, hands her a bunch of fire, says, boop, you're fine, and then
Well, yes.
it's cute.
Probably
yeah,
not far off.
not far off.
I mean, you look at Kiara's conversation with Matthias, and Kiara's like, what do you mean you don't talk to your god? I hang out with mine every night. We have a grand
Yeah.
old time. And they wake up
Amazing.
fiery.
We
I have
go
no idea
down
how anything
below
works.
deck.
There are a bunch of people below deck getting ready for bed. You see, it looks like Vice has been training a little bit, practicing cleaning off and repairing her anything that was torn, etc. Neve has gone into the little like crew quarters, is gone to sleep. It's a bit later. I think most of the crew has kind of finished up. Drock and Asar have once again. Asar would have done something with Matthias, but Drock is going back to the cabin. So you two have this sort of like main open space before you go. And I think at this point, Barden and Folkley would still have been talking. So your room, Kiara, where you would normally be, is empty.
Look at that.
Wonder where Barden and Daz are. Hopefully having fun.
Good night.
Oh, yeah, good night. I'll see you in the morning.
And unless Kiara says anything else, Awaish will leave. So if you want any questions, get them out now.
I don't know. I think Kiara is very tired. And oh well, okay, yeah. There is one thing. As Awish was walking away, Kiara will be like, "Why? Why now?"
What do you mean?
I mean, you never. You've seemed pretty indifferent to me this whole time. So why the change?
Awaish literally narrows their eyes at Kiara for a moment and then says, I don't know if you have noticed, but there are quite a few things that have been calling our attention. And I would rather have a well-operating party in the face of those things.
I think we were operating even before, right?
Those threats were not as great. The healer will become more and more important as we embark further.
I mean, that makes sense. Okay.
Kiara, you feel that warm presence again. Something curling around your shoulders. As Oish steps away. Clicking, typing.
So sorry, I had my thing on.
And you see, as you look down at your arm where you feel this warmth, a faint red tail wrapping around your wrist.
I did forget something else.
Mm-hmm.
Before, as that warmth happens, I think that warmth reminds Kiara. You say a healer is important for the party, but you don't like it when I heal you. I noticed before. It was like when I healed you, it hurt you?
Do not other party members need your services?
I'm sorry, that was very soft.
Oh, I'm so sorry. They said, do not other party members need your services?
Nobody reacts the way I do. Am I hurting you if I try to help you? I don't see that from anybody else. I've never seen that.
I am supposing you want some sort of an explanation.
Yes, I would like that. I don't understand. I've never seen that. I thought healing was good. It restored vitality. But if it hurts you in the process, I don't want to do that.
Sometimes things that hurt are necessary, Kiara.
Is it just me, or is it everybody?
I I am not so interesting as I appear. What you see and the secrets that I hold are more bright distractions to lure in prey so that they may be eaten more easily. But what is underneath is quite commonplace. The truth of the matter is, Kiara, that even if something is good, that something, as helpful as it may be if it is applied over a long period of time in conjunction with pain, is no longer able to be separated. I have had healing given to me more times than magic has flowed through your hands. It is not pleasant. There is no deeper explanation than
I'm sorry if every time we... That's not what... I don't think Matthias or Daz or I intend when we try to help. I'm sorry that you hurt.
I don't need an apology.
I'm not apologizing. I'm sympathizing. I don't...
You don't know enough to do that.
I don't have to know you well to not want you to hurt. And to want to apologize for my part in it, whatever it may be.
I have had enough of people wishing that I did not hurt. Regardless, if I have need of your healing, now you know. Be judicious with your judgment.
Only if you ask.
Sorry, what did Kiara say?
Only if you ask. Like, she'll heal you only if you ask, kind of a thing.
Yeah. God. I hate this
Good
motherfucker.
interaction,
Sorry.
everybody. Great interaction.
Jesus Christ. Okay, alright, hang on. Sometimes my character is so fucking defensive and I have to step out for a second. Okay. And Wish takes a moment and just shakes their head and says, Kiara, you are what many people would observe and signify as kind. That is
But
not
not you?
That is not a bad.
Y'all are both getting cut off a little bit. Lean into your mics a little more. Thank you, my
Okay.
loves.
Listen, when we get
Um,
serious, we get lower.
We're getting real low and serious in this company.
So moody.
We're just having a moody moment. I'm giving Sloan secondhand embarrassment with this conversation. They said people regard you as a kind person. That is not necessarily a bad thing. I simply ask that you examine your motivations for such things. You seem very interested in your use. Kindness has its own.
What? I've always been taught that kindness is a good thing, isn't it?
It can be.
It helps you make friends. It helps you keep friends.
And
And-
they're in it.
And we're all here because we're useful. Why would we be on this expedition if we were not? I was brought on to be a healer.
You are very useful, Kiara. Good night.
Good night.
Let me know if you require anything. And they will go.
Kiara did not have that external reaction that I just did. Then let me know if you need anything. Kiara's like, what the fuck? I think Kiara takes her.
You have the most dizzying conversation where you think you did so bad, and then at the end the wizard says, "Hey, bitch."
Girl,
What just happened?
you are opaque
Kiara
and
really
mysterious.
desperately. Kiara desperately wishes somebody were here for her to be like, did you see
Someone
that?
translate.
Neither of these she-theys have any hinges.
Yeah. Kiara takes
love
her
the-
big, fluffy, imaginary cat and hugs it.
Agneta whispers into your ear with a rich purr. They are difficult to understand.
I don't understand. I've never felt so unintelligent in my life.
You're very smart.
No, I'm really not. But I'm usually good at understanding people. They just
You
don't
do.
like. I don't think they like following the rules of people, which makes it so
Maybe they're just not worth your attention.
I don't know. They
There are
offered to
many.
help.
I think you can help so much more than. She's not made of the same stuff as you or I.
That's true. And I don't want to hurt them.
You are. If you are hurting them, it's their fault, not yours, Kiara.
Well, maybe before I knew, but now that I know,
Has your intention ever been to harm
no,
them?
no, not at all. Of course not. I'm trying to heal them, but it's okay. I know now. I will just,
I just don't want you to feel like the gifts that I've given you the gifts that you have are intended to hurt anyone. They are blessings.
I know. Help me.
And you help others.
Yes.
You are very special.
You're very special. I get to talk to you.
I know.
Isn't it the best? I love it. My best friend.
You're very important to me. Mhm. The development of these relationships has been intriguing me more and more.
Really?
Yes. I feel a certain, I wouldn't say I've been sent to tell you something. I'm just kind of always hanging around watching you recently, but, I think if you lean away from the worrying about this coldness and into that warmth and that feeling of belonging. I know there's been something I've been anticipating about you, and I think it's close.
Is it the bad thing?
Just because you are worried about or afraid of something doesn't mean it's bad. It's the worry that's bad.
I Sorry, I can hear Sarah screaming.
No, that was Sloan. I don't know how that made it through.
I can hear somebody screaming in the background.
I can't believe that my wizard is like, maybe some of the things you were taught were not the best. And Anita's like, leave the wizard alone. Don't talk to them.
I still don't want it.
Growing up is hard.
Yeah.
You are becoming who you were meant to be.
But you're my friend and you know what I want and don't want.
I know what you want.
Okay,
And
good.
because I've talked to you, I care very deeply about what you want. And I think you'll find the tools at your disposal, who you are, where you come from. That's all there to help you get what you want. What you desire is very important, Kiara. Your passion, your kindness. It is the future. That's not meant to be like a big, dramatic, heavy thing.
No, I know. I was just thinking of. I'm sorry. I was just thinking of what Weish said about being kind and why. I know. Being
What
kind
would
is good.
someone who is never kind know about being kind?
I've seen them be kind. That's not fair. Not well. Just. I think that was at the end. That was kindness to me. But they're so kind to, Asar.
I just worry for you. You give so much, and to give where you get nothing back is very difficult.
It's okay. I have that's the others are they give so much back and it's so lovely and I'm I know
No.
you know.
I am there
After what you made me do last time?
Oh, I had no intention of making you do
I
anything,
know.
Kiara.
You knew I wanted to.
I am
little.
the voice of your unspoken desires, reminding you that you are allowed to ask occasionally.
It's a little weird that you know all of my, like, deepest desires, I will say that, but I mean,
What else are
I
friends
guess
for?
it's better than keeping them all in to myself.
I just wanted to check in. I don't like seeing you hurt or confused when there's so many places you could put your passion and have it cared for.
And that's why I
But-
love you.
Maybe I am being unfair. Maybe it's good for you to know how to overcome even difficult conversations, Gories. Your light
Yeah.
can burn through that coldness.
You're very sweet. And you're right, you know, and not every conversation in life is easy. And that, like you said, that's growing up. But they're important.
Maybe you just need to try harder with them, and I can help with that too, if you want.
Maybe after a little bit. I don't want to rock the boat, you know? I don't know what happened there, but they did at the end say that I could ask them if I needed anything, and I think that was a net positive, so that's...
So you can
I'm good
ask.
there. If I need something.
Or maybe offer something besides healing. It is interesting. I feel as though sometimes you have a reservoir of warmth that not even I can touch. I don't know where it comes from.
Yummy.
What, I don't know what I could offer them besides healing. Everything else is... fire!
You are not just a healer.
I know.
You are a warrior of flame and fire.
No, I am not a water. Well, I'm working on it. That's why Matthias is helping me, so I'm not just, you know, a blob on the field.
And that's been very productive.
It has. I think I'm growing the smallest little muscles. I'm very proud of myself. I work hard.
You could burn someone for them.
I don't think they'd ask. They're so powerful. They don't need me to do that.
You are more powerful than anyone on this ship, Kiara.
No. You're very
Yes.
sweet. I love that you
I am very
believe in me.
sweet. Okay. Well, good night.
Good night.
We go to bed.
Well, this
Arden
has been
definitely
one
comes
nightmare
back to
after
bed.
the other.
Doesn't know me.
I had
they
to center Alex's
doesn't know.
camera because y'all were so fucking animated.
There's a lot going
Scary,
on.
man.
Yeah,
Be the best.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
frightening.
As
Yeah,
we
it was fucked.
Has
We're
also
going
goes back
to-
bed.
Hey, we got a full team.
I want to wrap up
Friends.
with a final dream and moment with Barden, but I did realize that I did want to know what Matthias wanted from Asar. So let's go back to that for a moment.
Oh, it
before
looks
we end
like
there.
Vic had something though, right? Vic, did you have something you wanted to do? Okay, I thought you were raising your hand. My bad. Okay, yeah. Matthias talks to, oh my god, talks to Asar. It's sort of, I imagine they do a little walk and talk away from, yeah, him. I imagine they do a little walk and talk in the ship, as they walk away from the captain's quarters.
That was some weird Ice.
It is very strange. Very, very strange. I was wondering if I could do a bit of business with you.
Maybe. I mean, Jock did say I have to be more careful about some of the supplies that I'm using, but if it's important, then we can probably do business, yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure what I could offer you, but if I have something or can find something, then I'd be very
How'd you get
happy
those
to help.
scars?
Is that... what? Why?
I want to know.
It's kind of not necessarily a long story, but there are a lot of parts to it.
I like complicated stories. What did you want?
I need some refined earth materials. I think silver, if you have it. Powdered silver, about 25 gold's worth.
I do keep a bunch of powdered silver on me. It can be very useful for a variety of things, and I think Folkley uses it sometimes, and also some of Drock's friends. So I have a bunch of silver, but I'm not sure I have that much. But I do have powdering material, so if you have silver, I could probably grind it down or powder it for you, and it won't take me too long. It's kind of fun, actually. I like doing it. It's very enjoyable. It can be a little loud. Why do you need that?
I'd like to bless some water. I think it could be helpful for our future. So
Huh.
it takes some components.
Okay. Well, I can do that tonight. If you want to come, you can come help me, and it'll go faster.
Absolutely. I think I'll need to retrieve some silver from my party members. I don't have a lot of it on me.
Okay.
I only have... He, like, opens a little pouch and, like, jingles quite a bit and then pulls out, like, 2 pieces of silver. That's all I have, I think.
Take some.
Oh. I'll go get the rest from someone else. I
Okay, meet me
imagine.
downstairs.
Sorry to be so... apologies. To be so sketchy around the story just caught me off guard.
Some people don't like to tell their stories.
No, it's... You just surprised me.
I apparently do that sometimes. I like to ask a lot of questions. I am curious in nature.
I will see you downstairs.
Okay.
I gotta go get some fucking silver. Shit. Who here has silver?
I got some silver.
Okay.
Sleepy.
I'm
Taz
sorry.
is just gonna go knock in.
Taz,
Knock,
no
knock in.
I'll say Taz has the book.
Knocking on people's
Let's just skim through it pretty fast. You get some silver from the chest of golding as you need, and it is about 25 gold's worth.
Great. I'm gonna subtract 25 gold from my resources.
We'll just say you switch things around.
Great. Movie magic.
Movie magic.
And I scurry on downstairs to go speak with the Tsar.
Okay. All right. Asar is in the potions and powders and area.
Potions
room.
and powders. Hell yes.
And area.
I walk
And
over.
areas.
I
Oh,
love
wait, shit.
an area.
Where's the fucking...
It's
Hold
all
on.
the way downstairs.
I gotta go down the stairs. Hold up. How do I...
Wait, I gotta.
Uh,
I'll.
Oh shit! Wait, no, I picked it up. Fuck.
Sorry, I just realized what's the day tomorrow?
The 13th.
Okay. We're good.
It's still the 12th. How do I go downstairs?
It has to be the more below deck one.
Alex, help.
I'll link it. I'm doing it. Do not worry. Guildstar lowest deck. link portal. It is linked. Click
Okay.
on the stairs.
I go.
Go to...
Here I go.
There you are. All right.
Yay, me and Asar. Me and Asar
Asar
being
has-
buddies.
Put on, he's got these... They look kind of like maybe pilot's goggles
Oh my god.
that
I
he's
lope
put
him.
on.
I lope him dearly.
His ears look... I don't know why he has big ears sometimes, but sometimes he has big ears.
Sometimes he like to have big ear.
All right. You are downstairs with Asar. You bring down the silver. He has taken out a... And you have to like kind of wind through the entire bottom of the ship. You pass by... looks like Bokley has actually been caring for some of the animals that you guys brought with you
Oh, how nice.
as well. You know, a bunch of just livestock that is meant for the wastes. And you've got these pens, these areas, a ton of different books and goods down here. And he has pulled out this mortar and pestle and is grinding down those 2 silver pieces that you had. He also has like dipped them in some kind of stripping material to like strip off an outer coating and then ground them down.
World building. I
He's
love it.
doing alchemy thingies.
He's doing alchemy so good.
He's very
alright.
good at it. There we are.
And Matthias will place down on the counter. He just like clang, 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 clang. 250 silver pieces. Or rather 248. Because I think that's what it takes for 25 gold, right? It's 250 silver
Yes.
pieces. Yeah, that's the conversion, right?
Here's what we're going to do. You're going to melt them, and then I'm going to grind them.
How do I melt them?
So there's a sort of cauldron that's sitting next to him, and he says, just put a bunch in until they kind of stick together like a clump, so it's easier for me to grind down that clump, and I don't have to do each one individually.
I see. Oh, yes, I can do that. Okay. And he'll begin to like kind of get his bearings around this cauldron and like figure out safety-wise how to make this happen, and then begins to slowly like go at it. So,
Will you give me a dexterity check?
Dexterity?
Ooh, that's too big.
Sure. Dexterity, just dexterity?
Just dexterity. You don't have any training with alchemy, alchemist tools or anything, right?
No, I surely don't.
Then yeah, you wouldn't have your proficiency in
these
anything you're
sanguine
doing.
dice make a very squishy sound.
They squelch.
They squelch, and I don't know how to feel about it. That's an 11.
An 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You end up just like scalding your hands a little bit with what you're doing with the hot metal and everything, and you end up with just like a bunch of... You probably wear gloves or something, right? But you end up
He
with
was
like
wearing
some
gloves,
blisters
but,
on the
like,
on the wrist.
I mean, if he's doing work, he probably has to take the gloves off. But he's still very careful in how he handles the metal.
Yeah. So you've got some like rash blister bubbles going from the heat of the metal and messing around with it a bunch.
Do you still want to hear that story?
Yeah. Entertain me. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to, yes, but if you want to tell me the story, then I would love to listen to it. And also why you look so tired all the time. But you can also tell me something about someone else. Like, you don't have to tell me a true story. I tend to think that all stories have a bit of truth in them, but I probably won't be able to tell if you're making it up or not, so...
I appreciate that. No, you wanted to know, so... interestingly enough, the tiredness and these are connected, so...
Your scars make you tired?
No. He finds himself, like, just inexplicably giggly around this young man. So, just takes him so much by surprise that it's difficult not to, like, be infected.
That's why he's the best.
You are not immune to the Asar. Okay. some of this is actually sort of a secret.
I'm very good at keeping secrets. I think I am.
Have you ever heard of the Order of the Black Ice?
Not really. No, I mean, I think a little bit. We've maybe transported 1 or 2 people, but that's waste stuff. And I also am not super. I mean, I've heard of a lot of different groups, but I am not always the best at keeping track of all of them.
Well, he turns and gestures to the symbol on his chest. I am a member
Nice flower.
of the Order of the Black Ice. We are an organization out in the wastes. Much of what we do is related to looking at the mysteries that grow and stay there.
Oh, black ice.
Yes.
Like what you just gathered some of. Frozen oil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matthias putting it together.
Matthias didn't know. No,
This episode.
What?
This episode has been cruel to the unintelligent too.
I was literally.
I never explained that to Sloan.
Oh my god! I was literally praying this wasn't the first time Natty put that.
No. It is. It is, unlike Alex says that it isn't.
No, that's when you get it.
Matthias, like, click. Oh.
I love this man.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Yes, we... there are many mysteries in the wastes, and we explore and study many of them. There are a lot of things that are kept secret within the walls.
I like secrets.
The process for joining is quite grueling because of the nature of the order. It is obviously the wastes are a dangerous place to be,
I've heard that many people who go there never come back.
and many people who desire or otherwise attempt to join don't actually make it all the way through. There is a period where you stay and you learn, and then in order to become a member of the order, whether you are a knight or a researcher or otherwise an engineer, you must first go through a trial.
A trial?
The trial involves surviving for 24 hours in the wastes alone.
All by yourself?
Yes. We are.
That sounds kind of scary.
We're a group of survivalists, and you have to survive. So, for everyone who goes on this trial, what happens during it is strictly secret. You're not supposed to tell
That makes
anyone else.
sense, I guess.
But on a completely unrelated note,
Yeah.
these scars involved me traveling out into the wastes.
Oh. And you survived. You fought something. Did you challenge something to win your knighthood?
In fact, it was something else that challenged me. I know that you've seen me fight, and I've seen the magic that I am able to use. It's a part of my suppose faith is what it should be called. It was during the same time when I went out into the wastes. I was nearing the end, and it was dark. The sun had set for a long time. It was a snowstorm, and I had found myself shelter in a very rare formation of rocks and dead trees, the kind that have turned into crystal. They're so old.
Wow.
And while I was
Crystal
in there,
trees.
I heard a noise first, and it turned into a voice. And then from between the trees, I saw a massive, massive beast, bigger than any I'd ever seen yet in the wastes. A great white wolf came out from between and began to attack me.
A giant wolf?
I know that there are dire wolves, I'm sure you've seen them, but much,
I've heard of them.
much bigger even than that. We fought for a very long time, and it was in the process of this fight that I took my oath and injured this wolf gravely enough that it disengaged and ran off.
You made a promise to a big wolf, and now you're magic.
I made an exchange.
That's a good story.
I'm glad you think so. Later on, when I completed my trial, completely unrelated, I
Okay.
I received these markings. You know, anyone from the order, depending on their lineage, they end up taking on marks of some kind, similar to these. And he kind of gestures with his claws. The claws are new, but the fingers, the eyes.
Oh, I noticed that she said the Scarlet Aster didn't have claws. I asked her why.
Yes, Vice.
She didn't answer me.
Aster.
Mhm.
Yes. But that is how I received these, at least. There are many, many more from different.
Do you think if I
provinces.
went and stayed in the cold for 24 hours, I would look like I never slept too?
I do.
That's weird.
It is strange and inexplicable. But,
There are a lot of strange and unexplicable things. That's why stories are so interesting. To make up reasons that they're explain them.
making
Oh, that's bubbling a little bit.
he will tear his hands away and then like try and desperately like stir so it doesn't get fucked up.
You end up with a bunch of silver, as much as you need for your components. And Asar does request just an additional 20 gold pieces from you so he can buy some additional silver, because he ends up having to give you some of his stores because the silver coins are not total pure silver. You have to like melt them down and combine them with some stuff to make them a little more pure.
That makes sense.
But-
I give him 20 gold pieces.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the story. I think your scars look cool. That's why I asked.
Well. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I gotta go talk to Drock some more.
Yes, of course. Do you need any help?
Do you know how to convince someone that even though a person that they used to like they don't like them anymore, that they should hang out with them again?
In fact, I don't.
Ah, it's okay. It's fine.
Perhaps focus
I'll figure it out.
on the second chance aspect of it all.
Yeah, that's good advice. Thank you.
Maybe something about time changing things.
That's pretty wise.
I recently reunited with somebody who I like very much. So.
Oh. Ah.
What?
Like in a feelings way.
Yes, in a feelings way.
That's nice. I hope it works out.
Yeah, I think it has. It has worked out.
That's neat. I like people. I'm gonna go talk to Drock.
Yes, and I'll go this way.
Turn the fire off.
Yes, I will. I turn the fire off.
Okay. We all go to bed.
I cannot believe I did not put that together until just now. I am just as stupid as my D&D character.
That is joyful.
Oh boy.
I'm so
Okay.
dumb.
We are
In character.
almost done.
Is this a long rest?
Yes. No. It's a short rest.
Boo.
You got one more. Next one's long.
Damn.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
but
I
we're
can always
leveling up,
spell
right?
For a sad day.
You are leveling up. So if you level up, I'm not sure if it's going to be weird on D&D Beyond, but you will gain the amount of hit points that you gain when you level up, and you will, if you get any spell
nice.
slots, you get that spell slot and it's full. So there might be a few additional resources you have for tomorrow from leveling up.
Okay.
And since we are sleepy guys, we put our characters to bed, and Barden,
Hello.
you do not rest easy.
Oh no. Hate that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not even all
Maybe-
snuggled up with my friends? Wow.
Maybe it's that sort of tingly feeling of interacting with someone in a new way that you're thinking about, or maybe it's some of your other anxieties that have been coming up recently.
Mm.
But you make it into bed with your two companions. Close your eyes and find yourself caught in a web of some kind of golden threads.
Are they tight?
They wrap around you, hold you in place, sticky to the touch.
Gonna wriggle a little bit to see if it gets worse.
Your movement breaks you from the web, and you drop. There's a shattering sound, like crystal or ice or glass of some kind, and then you fall to your knees hard on marble.
Doesn't swear out loud. I don't know where I am, do I?
You look around. The marble under your knees and your hands is familiar. For a moment, you're not sure why, and then the patterns in it sort of shift, kaleidoscopic, underneath your palms, and you recognize now It's inlaid. Semi-precious stones, gold, a massive diagram of the stars. And you are in the Hall of Antiquities, in the library, the tomb loft.
I think she rubs a hand over the stars that she knows. The constellations that she's been taught by Siren and Mountain, both giving different names to each one,
Yeah.
colliding thoughts every time. And she stands. Is something different?
As you look around, the shelves seem bigger than you last saw them. The books thicker, the windows grander, and then you realize you are not the height that you would normally be now. You are smaller, wearing clothes that are a little bit too big on you, woven fabrics wrapped over your head and around your waist.
I want to look at my
You
hands.
You see soft brown fur.
Baba?
Little story, where have you gone?
I'm by the stars.
I'm looking up and I don't see you anywhere.
No. I'm by the pictures of the stars.
You hear a tapping sound
She taps her
And
paws to try
then-
and help him. Like,
from around the corner. You see your father, Mountain. He is pushing a cart of books.
do you need help?
You are very good at helping, but I'm okay this time.
Okay.
You are very good at playing hide and seek, little storm.
So many places.
You promise to be careful, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do not
I-
go so far that I lose you.
Don't worry, I have my string. See? And it's a ball of red knitting wool that she's probably gotten from a family member or make sure I won't get lost. Like the Minotaur.
Like the story.
Mm-hmm.
That's very sweet. He comes over with a giant hand and presses it down on your head and scruffles your big ears flopping side to side.
Just keeping his hand there.
Little story.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why we have stars on the floor here?
Because Siren likes stars? He has a lot of them. All over.
That is true. Our curator is very fond of stars. But no, it's because when we are inside the tomb loft, we are upside down and everything else is right side up.
Is that true? Am I upside down?
Don't worry, you won't fall. I've got you.
Just grabs onto the hand on top of her head again, just like
And he picks you up with one big hand and scoops you up and then turns you upside down and dangles you by your feet. Don't fall.
Mm-mm. I won't. You've got me.
I've always got you. And then he tucks you into his chest and he sweeps you up so he's carrying you.
Just
You're
her
so
tail
small.
her tail wraps around his neck lightly, just like holding him as tight as she can in any way.
Make me a promise.
Always.
I know you want to see so many stories, little one.
Mhm.
Be safe. When you look for them,
Yeah.
and remember, some stories are just for you and me.
I like our stories. Just lifts his big ear up and whispers that into his ear, just like, I like our
Mhm.
stories. Just lets it sit on her head.
As
Mhm.
much as there is joy in this moment, there's something sour too, because you are not the kid anymore who sees this and thinks of it as an easy promise to make. You now understand the way that he holds you close, the things that he asks, the way he follows after you. It is care, it is making sure you are safe. But he is afraid. He is terrified.
For me?
For you and of you.
Yeah. I think because if it's Novel's mind in this tiny little furball body,
Mm-hmm.
the moment that she really thinks through this, everything seems to twitch. Like the skin changes, the tail grows and
Did I
lengthens and
freeze?
twitches. No.
Yeah.
And all of her just, maybe she even falls off Mountain's back as her body just, all of the different stories that she knows just whirling through their skin, growing and shrinking and just.
He steps back as you writhe and change, and you see again an expression that was burned into your memory. The one time you saw it, where the eyes, these soft eyes, open in fear. Your father comes around a corner and sees you and then steps back, doesn't recognize you, is afraid of you, and then remembers and comes to you, but it's burned into your mind. You can see the lack of understanding, the instinctive reaction. He steps back again. It's a mirror image, replaying, stepping back, stepping forward, stepping back, stepping forward, to reach for you, away from you. And then even as your skin is changing, fur growing, ears shrinking, he scoops you up into his arms and holds you tight, and he says, "Promise me."
I cannot.
And that is where we will end our session for today.
Wow, cool. Cool and fun.
Damn.
What the fuck, dog?
That's so good.
The fuck, dog?
Thank you so much to everyone who is watching, who has been watching, for sticking with us for a year of Strange Hunger.
A year of Strongers.
This campaign has meant
Strongers.
so much to us and has been really, really special. So big shout out just to y'all for sticking with us, for everyone who tunes in. Thank you to my amazing players and my friends.
Yee!
And a big shout out to One More Multiverse, who we used to make our maps. They recently released a collaboration with Blades in the Dark. It's their first full production, and you can go find it.
Oh, is it released now?
Yeah, it's out.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to get up in
Just
there.
put the link in the chat. It looks super, super cool. To Soundtail for our music, and keep an eye out on the Total Party Kiss Twitter and
Little Party
Instagram because we have a new long shot story coming out, GM'd by Depth at Chaotic Bonnie.
Woo!
It's a Percy Jackson and the Olympians story. We're so excited for it. And I think that's going to be maybe on Thursdays or Fridays. Not sure about that. but
Thursdays.
Again,
We
Thursdays.
start next Thursday.
next Thursday.
That is
okay.
so exciting.
So check us out next Thursday, and go hit us up
I'm
on
in
our
it!
YouTube.
Yes.
Who does it?
Hit us up on our YouTube to see past episodes and, of course, upcoming episodes of new content. Subscribing and following really helps us out. I think that's it. Anyone else have anything they want to announce?
Thank you, Soundtail. Thank you, Soundtail.
Yeah.
Extra thank you to Soundtail. Also, if you missed
Thank you
it,
to our wonderful mods.
thank you for our wonderful mods. Shit, where's the thing? Media source. There it is. Here, if you missed it last week, there's a special reveal from Alex.
Yes.
Our
Shepherds.
little guy.
Wow.
Our big guy.
Little guys.
Big guy. And also, I love you.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
That was so.
Bye.
Bye.